May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy.
May we be reminded here of our highest aspirations and inspired to bring our gifts of love and service to the altar of humanity. May we know once again that we are not isolated beings, but connected in mystery and miracle to the universe, to this community, and to each other. Now the meditation. Spirit of community in which we share and find strength and common purpose. We turn our minds and our hearts toward one another, seeking to bring into our circle of concern all who need our love and support. Those who are ill, those who are in pain, either in body or in spirit, those who have been wronged. I would like to offer a prayer for civil rights leader John Lewis. We are a part of a web of life that makes us one with all humanity, one with all the universe. We are grateful for the miracle of consciousness that we share, the consciousness that gives us the power to remember, to love, to care. Now we'll have the musical response. Tricia and Tara will share a video of their original song, Try Again.
I don't wanna be here right now. Parts of the tower came crumbling down. Outside everything is falling apart. Inside my heart is aching. I won't cry here, no, I won't, not today. 'Cause I gotta say, if you fall down, then you've gotta pick yourself up off the ground. If you fall down, then you've gotta pick yourself up off the ground. So try again, try again, try again. Ooh. So try again, try again, try again. Ooh. Trying to figure out how to deal with it right now. But I'm still hearing a crumbling sound. Outside everything is tumbling, and inside I can't describe it. Tears rushed down my face, but I wiped it away. 'Cause I have to say, if you fall down, then you've gotta pick yourself up off the ground. If you fall down, then you gotta
Wonderful, thank you. And I'll be reading some quotes about happiness from the Dalai Lama. My religion is very simple. My religion is kindness. Remember every day, think as you wake up, today I'm fortunate to be alive. I have a precious human life. I am not going to waste it. I'm going to use all my energies to develop myself, to expand my heart out to others, to achieve enlightenment for the benefit of all beings. I'm going to have kind thoughts towards others. I'm not going to get angry or think badly about others. I'm going to benefit others as much as I can. Happiness comes from my own actions. Love and compassion are necessities, not luxuries. Without them, humanity cannot survive. If you want others to be happy, practice compassion. If you want to be happy, practice compassion. Choose to be optimistic. It feels better. Our prime purpose in this life is to help others. And if you can't help them, at least don't hurt them. If a problem is fixable, if a situation is such that you can do something about it, then there is no need to worry. If it is not fixable, then there is no help in worrying. There is no benefit in worrying whatsoever. This is my simple religion. No need for temples, no need for complicated. Good morning. And now we'll hear the morning message. Thank you.
The path to happiness. What is the path to happiness? Brenda and I have been very interested in this topic, and we took an online course called The Science of Well-Being from Yale University. It focused on happiness, and we learned some astounding things. It turns out that the very things that we typically assume will bring us happiness, for example, getting a raise or winning a lot of money, do not bring us sustained happiness. Scientific studies consistently prove that these things do not last long. Shortly after getting a significant raise, people adjust to it. When questioned, they say they aren't happy yet. They need 40% more money. Then they'll be happy. Yale scientists say there is actually something wrong with our minds, which they call, quote, an annoying feature of the mind that comes into play when we think about what will bring us happiness. Our first assumptions about what will bring us joy are generally wrong. Here is an example. In a major scientific study conducted with people who rode public trains, study participants were divided into two groups. The first group was told to get on their train and remain silent during the trip. That was their typical procedure anyhow. The second group, however, was told that they had to interact with someone else on the train. They had to engage in some form of conversation. Before they boarded their trains, each participant was asked what they anticipated their happiness level would be on the trip. Those who were going to be silent anticipated that their happiness level would be moderately high, a pleasant trip. The group that was asked to engage others in conversation felt some anxiety as they thought about it, and they predicted that their level of happiness would be lower than average on the trip. Then they took off on their trains. After the train trips, when the people who were silent were interviewed, and they said their happiness level during the ride actually was considerably lower than they had expected. The people in the second group, on the other hand, who were obliged to speak with other people on the train, reported a marked increase in their happiness. So the results turned out to be the opposite of what the participants had expected. Those who were kind of forced to engage socially made a pleasant discovery that socializing made them much happier than they had expected. The conclusion from the study is that our minds make false assumptions about what will make us happy, like higher income. Also, our minds make false predictions about what will make us happy, such as a silent ride on the train. As a result, we are unhappy a good deal of the time. So, what does make us happy? Social scientists have measured this, and studies show there are two main things that will bring us happiness. The first is communicating socially. Almost universally, both parties in social interactions have a marked increase in their level of happiness, which is sustained afterwards for a considerable period of time. I experience happiness teaching English as a second language online. I enjoy the challenge of understanding students from faraway places like China, Guinea, Zimbabwe, and I get satisfaction from teaching them English. The students are grateful. We generally become friends. With COVID-19, video communication is perhaps not quite as satisfying as in-person connections. But here we are now, we're doing it. Our church services, committee meetings, and group discussions conducted on Zoom all boost our happiness level. In particular, I found that the small group ministry meetings, which I facilitate with Brenda and Gretchen, are very satisfying and raise my level of happiness. The second thing that is sure to raise personal happiness levels is performing acts of kindness. A scientific study showed that when people were given a certain modest amount of money to use, either to buy themselves a coffee or to buy someone else a coffee, the people predicted that they would feel happier buying themselves a Starbucks latte than buying someone else one. But when the experiment was done, the group that bought coffee for someone else had a much higher happiness level than the group that bought coffees for themselves. In fact, the study proved that if random kindness acts were performed several times in one day, the person's happiness level rose especially high and stayed that way for as long as a week. Interestingly, small-scale acts of kindness had as powerful an effect on raising happiness as large-scale ones. I had a personal experience of this. A few months ago, I went into Boston to a big climate change demonstration. To get some lunch, I joined the end of a long line in front of a trailer selling tacos and burritos. But the young woman in front of me seemed like she wasn't paying any attention. There was a big space between her and the next person. People were walking through it. I felt annoyed, and I was about to say, "Can you close up the line?" when I caught myself. Ooh, she's not a bad person. We're on the same side. So I said, "Hi, are you here about the climate crisis?" She was delighted to talk. We had a great conversation. But when it was her turn at the window, she was taking a long time and fishing around in her purse. However, in my now more positive frame of mind, I approached and said, "Can I help?" She was embarrassed and said she'd forgotten her wallet. I immediately offered to pay for her lunch. She was so grateful, and I was flying high happy all the rest of the day. So we've uncovered two ways to bring happiness to ourselves, two proven things. First, even in this time of physical isolation, we can communicate socially with other people. We can do that with Zoom, Google, WhatsApp, Skype, FaceTime, or the good old telephone. Even if we're wearing a mask, we can say hi and wave to people we see outside. We can go for walks with friends. We can have a bring your own dinner on the patio event, keeping a recommended distance. And Brenda and I ate outside at a restaurant on Moody Street last night. The second thing we can do is perform either systematic or random acts of kindness. I actually counted them, and there are 2 bazillion possibilities, 2 bazillion different ways to do this. One terrific way is at First Parish through the pastoral care team. We'll get a chance to share acts of kindness ideas with each other in the breakout groups. But the one final thing that we learned from Yale is, and this the professor emphasized, the most important point. Simply knowing that social communication and acts of kindness will bring us happiness is not enough to make us happy. Only putting these things into practice, only taking action on them will make us happy. On that note, I'd like to turn it over to Brenda.
Thank you, Andy. Recently, I had an opportunity to do something that brought me joy. As a member of the First Parish Board of Managers, we were asked to take turns writing and sharing a personal faith statement. One of the key elements of my faith is the importance of putting faith into action. At the heart of my personal faith, I believe that God is love. Love is a healing force that does good in the world. We all need it. To me, loving others is a spiritual practice. Always looking for the good in people is a way to catch a glimpse of God. I believe that most people are doing their best and that accepting and forgiving ourselves when we make mistakes is a spiritual act. Also, at the core of my faith, befriending people and building community. It brings me joy to bring people together. Prior to coming to First Parish, I got to know many musicians in a warm and welcoming community of musicians, singers, songwriters, poets, and storytellers. I also had the delightful opportunity through open mics and house concerts that I hosted to encourage and help showcase amazing musicians, singers, and songwriters like Trisha and Tara, and even poets and storytellers. Finding First Parish in Waltham has been the most meaningful community of all. This is a place where I am expressing my own personal faith in community. I learned that a key element of my personal faith and my path to happiness is helping to build shared ministry, which is about ministering to one another in community. According to the Unitarian Universalist Association, quote, ministry is something shared by all who are part of a spiritual community, a way to put faith into action for the benefit and the wider community. Ministry is no longer an act provided only by those who are ordained or called to serve. Ministry happens will embrace the belief that their good works, their volunteerism, their acts can help serve the mission and the vision of their congregation. Where formerly people may have thought of themselves as just a volunteer or one of the nameless group of people performing tasks, now more and more members in Universalist congregations understand that ministry is something shared by all who are part of a spiritual community. A way to put faith into action for the benefit of the church and the wider community, end quote. Over the past 5 months, our congregational life has included many ways in which members of First Parish have ministered to one another and discovered new ways of serving and being served. This has been an extraordinary time. On April 1st, our minister went on sabbatical, and this perhaps compelled us to jump in heart first into shared ministry. Just before Reverend Mark left, we were faced with the challenge ministering to one another during a worldwide pandemic. We implemented a pastoral care team and small group ministry groups. These were important initiatives for us to stay connected, to get to know one another in a deeper way and strengthen our community. In May, social unrest skyrocketed as the world witnessed the murder of an unresisting Black man by the police in Minneapolis. Our social action activities became critical. We extended our annual meeting to include a meaningful dialogue with the majority of our congregation about putting up a Black Lives Matter banner at our church. There is a great need for acts of kindness and ways to be connected with one another. This is also a critical time for our country as we face an important election in less than 4 months. We have before us many challenges, including how to protect the minority vote, care for our planet, reclaim our democracy, and effectively care for all our people. Each one of us can put our faith into action by determining our personal participation. But to be happy, you do need to take some form of action. Thank you. We will now break into small groups. You may answer either of these questions, and they should appear on your screen shortly. What are some acts of kindness, good social connection, or social action possibilities that I know of? What actions am I going to take? We're going to have a sing-along, and in a few minutes you'll see the words on your screen. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. And may you be happy. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. And may you be happy. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. And may we be happy. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. And may we be happy. I am filled with loving kindness. I am well. I am peaceful and at ease. And I am happy. I am filled with loving kindness. I am well. I am peaceful and at ease. I am happy. I am filled with loving kindness. I am well. I am peaceful and at ease. And I am happy. I am happy. I am happy. Our closing reading, blessed are those. Blessed those who yearn for deepening more than escape, who are not afraid to grow in spirit. Blessed are those who take seriously the bonds of community, who regularly join in celebration and learning, who come as much to minister as to be ministered to. Blessed are those who invite their friends to come along, to join in fellowship, learning, and growth. Blessed are those who speak from their hearts and alive their sense of humor. Blessed are those who know that the work of the church is the transformation of society, who have a vision of beloved community, transcending the present, and who do not shrink from service, or change. And now the postlude is a video by John Baptiste and Stay Human, his group.
Here's a story. On such an early morning, we were yawning. Yeah, we were tired and hungry, and people staring. They said that we would make it instead of sharing. They came along to take it, so we started singing. And then the ground started shaking, so fascinating. How many people waiting? And when you're feeling lonely and you're down and out, just play this song. Just play this song. We were standing with our backs against the wall, and now we're standing, we've got it all. And all I know is that we must believe in love. You got to believe in love. We were standing with our backs against the wall. Now we're standing hand in hand, we've got it all. And all I know is that we must believe in love. You got to believe in love. Do you believe in love? You got to believe in love. Yes, you do. Oh, you gotta believe, baby. You gotta believe, baby. Oh, you gotta believe, baby. Do you hear what we're saying now? Woo! You gotta believe, baby. We'll believe it.